This headlight is so scratched and cloudy. I have wiped it down 100 times, and it does nothing. Now, most folks would just go pay a couple $100 for a new one. I am not going to do that. I am going to bring this one back to clear using simple materials we already have at home. Stick with me because the before and after on this one honestly caught me off guard. First, a little water goes onto the headlight. Then, the dirt gets wiped away with a towel so we can see the real condition of the plastic. Once the surface is clean, the scratches become much easier to see, and that gives us a better starting point before the repair begins. While getting the tools ready, I found an old dry battery. The only reason I need it is to act like a firm core under the cloth so we can apply more even pressure while scrubbing the headlight. Make sure the battery is dry sealed and not leaking. If a battery is swollen, damaged, or leaking, do not use it at all. Next, we'll make a simple cleaning paste with shaving cream and baking soda. A little baking soda goes into this small glass bowl. Then, I'll squeeze in the shaving cream and stir everything together until the texture turns smooth and even. The baking soda gives the paste a gentle scrubbing effect, while the shaving cream helps it spread across the headlight surface. This paste is not the main repair. It only helps clean the surface and loosen some of the cloudy buildup before the real smoothing steps begin. I'll spread it evenly across the entire surface, making sure every cloudy and scratched area is covered, not just the center. After that, we'll let it sit for about 15 minutes. This gives the cleaning ingredients time to soften and loosen the buildup before we start scrubbing. Once it has had time to sit, I'll spray a little water onto the headlight to keep the surface wet. Then I'll wrap a small cloth around the old battery and start rubbing it across the lens. Instead of using a soft sponge, the battery gives the cloth a firm backing. That gives us stronger, more even pressure while scrubbing. The goal here is to help the paste work through the cloudy layer and start breaking down those surface marks. After the first scrub, the headlight gets wiped clean with a towel. Right away, you can already see a difference. A lot of the cloudy staining has started to fade, and the surface is beginning to look cleaner. Now we move to 1000 grit sandpaper. I'll sand the headlight evenly while spraying water as I work. Keeping it wet is important because the water helps carry away loosened plastic and keeps the surface from getting too dry. This is one of the key steps. The 1000 grit sandpaper helps remove the oxidized outer layer and smooth out the lighter scratches sitting on the surface. After sanding, the headlight gets wiped clean again. At this point, you can see that the deeper scratches are starting to fade, and the surface looks much more even than before. Next, I'll add one more thin layer of the mixture. This helps the next sanding step. Don't worry if the headlight looks a little hazy during sanding. That is normal. We are removing the damaged outer layer first, and the clarity will come back as the surface gets smoother. Now it's time for 1500 grit sandpaper. Water goes onto the sandpaper before it touches the headlight. This step is not meant to cut deep. The 1500 grit paper smooths out the marks left behind by the 1000 grit paper so the headlight can start looking clearer and more even. After that, the surface gets rinsed clean, and you can already see it. The clarity is starting to come back through the plastic. Next comes the 2000 grit sandpaper. I'll keep spraying water onto the sandpaper and gently sand the headlight in even passes. At this stage, we're not trying to remove a lot of material. We're refining the surface, making the plastic much smoother before the final polish. While I'm doing this step, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I always enjoy seeing how far these repair ideas can travel. Once the sanding is done, I'll squeeze some shaving cream directly onto the headlight. A clean towel spreads it evenly across the whole surface. At this stage, the shaving cream only helps clean away fine residue. The real clarity comes from the wet sanding and the final wipe. Then we'll let it sit for about 5 minutes before wiping it off. Now, the headlight gets wiped clean with a soft towel. From this angle, the difference is easy to see. The surface is much brighter and the light is starting to look clean again. For the final wipe, I'll use glass cleaner and a little WD-40. First, the glass cleaner goes into the spray bottle. Then I'll add a small amount of WD-40 and shake it well so the mixture spreads more evenly when we spray it onto the headlight. Now, I'll spray the solution evenly over the headlight. Then, the surface gets wiped with a clean towel in smooth, steady passes. Right away, the shine starts to come back. The headlight looks bright clear and almost like new again. And just think that is a $200 part you are about to replace, brought back with a few things from the bathroom cabinet. Imagine how many other parts we can save before throwing them away. Tell me in the comments what you want me to repair next. I read your ideas, and one of them may become the next video. And if this helped you out, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, because there are plenty more repairs like this on the way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next repair.